What's up, guys? Welcome back to the 3 of 7 podcast and another comms check with me, Chad. Today's comms check was brought to you by Salty Britches. Yeah, that's right, Salty Britches. You guys know this is what I use to prevent chafing when I'm out ultra running, backpacking, hiking, doing whatever, generating nastiness, heat, sweat, salt. And I use Salty Britches in all the hot spots that would normally chafe because I chafed enough in SEAL training. So now, I know chafing sucks, and I go ahead and take the time and use this product, Salty Britches, to just prevent it from happening altogether. I've used Salty Britches now on multiple 100-plus mile races. One application has stayed on for 24-plus hours. It works. It'll take you to the next level. It'll make you more comfortable doing the things that you love to do. Go check them out. Get you some at getsaltybritches.com. Give them a follow on Instagram at getsaltybritches. I promise you won't be disappointed in this product. I have put it to the test. Yeah, the hard tests. And I put it through the paces, and it works, and it helps tremendously. Thank you, Salty Britches, for sponsoring this comms check. All right, man. Comms check today. We could talk about a lot of stuff here. I'm just going to tell you what's on my mind for today. I was on a call last night, and let's see. What was I talking about on that call? Oh, I was talking about investing into your life experience, basically, all right? Investing into your life experiences. All right? I was talking about how really, financial money and material things, they offer a very, very false sense of security on earth in this whole human experience, right? Look, you think you're secure because maybe you got a bunch of money. Hey, let these grocery stores get a little low on groceries. Let some folks start getting hungry. If stuff was to ever hit the fan, go ahead and tell me how secure you're going to be with your little paper dollars. They're going to be worthless. All right? So I'm saying that the small amount of actual security that can be found in the humanity, the human experience, is actually found through building up your experience in life. All right? What you're able to do, what you're able to accomplish from a skills perspective, from a knowledge perspective, from a physical perspective, all right, investing into that bank, investing into your experience in life. Now that provides security. And look, to me anyways, because look here, man, if stuff ever got really rough, I'm going to make it. You know why? Because I know how to harvest, kill, and eat. I know how to build shelter. I know how to find resources. I know how to protect those resources. I have the tools that I need to protect the things that I have, right? I have security because of my experience in life. All right, that's enough on that. Anyways, I was talking through that stuff, and somebody makes a dang comment and says, well, how do you go and have experiences in life, and how do you invest in these experiences if you don't have the money to do it? I just don't have the time or the money. I'm like, hold up just a minute, bud. All the experience that I've accumulated in my life, I didn't have to pay a dime for it. As a matter of fact, I was paid to go and have those experiences. Go to those foreign lands, meet different people, learn all these different crazy skills. All right, that became what I did for a living, right? I didn't have to pay for it. It didn't take any money for me to go down and sign up to go and have these life experiences, which has in turn led me to the place that I am today. Because, yeah, I put in, that's what I decided to spend the whole first part of my life amassing a fortune in stories, places, memories, knowledge, friendship, faith, truth. Yeah, you guys probably saw this on the post. All right. Look, man, why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because I am not a product of random circumstance. All right? There are so many people that are walking around living life with a defeatist mindset. Oh, well, I would love to go learn a new skill, or, go to some foreign land, or invest in my life experience in some way, shape, or form, but I just don't have the financial means to do so. I just don't have the time. I'm tied down. Woe is me. How many people do I know? A lot that are overweight, that are diabetic. Literally, they've eaten themselves to death. If they did not have medicine to counteract this disease they've inflicted upon themselves, they would die. They've eaten themselves to death. What do they say? Woe is me. I'm just doing the best I can with the hand I was dealt. No, sorry. That's that defeatist mindset, right? If only I had this, I could do that. But I'm never going to be able to get this, so I'll never be able to do that. Come on, man. Come on. I'm in a place now in my life where I literally I've spent my entire adult life putting in the hard yards, right? Doing the jobs that nobody else wanted to do. I can't tell you how many buddies that I got. When I went in the military, they all talked about, oh man, yeah, I'd like to go be in special forces or go in the military too, right? Guess what? They didn't want to leave home. They didn't want to leave the comfort of their little small town, right? So that's what they did. They just stayed home. They stayed comfortable, man. I spent my entire adult life investing into my life experience. Now, it left me with very little financially. So when I got out of the Navy, in 2019, and I came back here to my hometown, I moved back here to my hometown in 2020, the beginning of 2020. A lot of those guys that when I left to go to the Navy when I was 18, 19 years old, a lot of those guys that stayed here in this hometown, stayed comfortable, they had financially, I look around at them, financially, they had a lot more than I had, right? But I had all this experience. Now they had been doing their comfortable jobs, accumulating wealth, right? But they were freaking miserable, man. They were miserable. And they had no experience. They had no culture. They had no stories. They didn't have any of that stuff. So I get back, man, I get out of the Navy. I moved back here to Georgia. You want to know my net worth when I got back to Georgia? $20,000. $20,000. That's about what I was worth. And so, I look around, I'm like, daggone, hey, these cats that just stayed around here and stayed comfortable, yeah, they've been able to, they've got this and that, and they're driving a brand new truck and got a big old house and a 40-acre farm. Well, I got a bunch of dang stories. I got a bunch of dang experience. I got a bunch of dang things that didn't necessarily at the time translate into financial wealth. But yeah, I had to earn them. So get back, man. And finally, 2020 was the first year where all those investments that I had made into my life experience, 2020 was the first year that they finally paid off. They finally paid off, right? Now I am doing what I want to do every single day of my life. I am able to do what I want to do every day of my life. All right? Because I spent the time doing what nobody else wanted to do. Now, all those experiences, all those stories, all the things that I learned in foreign lands and training and combat and difficult situations, all this, they're actually now translating into financial wealth because people are hungry for them, right? People are realizing that that's what they need. So they're paying me to give them those things, to share those lessons, to share those stories, to share those experiences with them. And so I've literally 10x'd my net worth financially in 1 year. The 1 year that everybody's like pulling their hair out saying that 2020 just beat them down. That there's just, woe is me, it's 2020. Right? I've 10x'd, man. I'm not being boastful here. I'm not being boastful here. But look, I could care less about chaos. The chaos that the news media is trying to portray. Look, chaos is an old shoe for me, man. This is where people like us thrive. Right? Chaos is a wonderful thing because when crap gets a little chaotic, stuff gets a little sideways, and everybody else starts quitting, guess what that does? It just opens up more opportunity for people like us. Right? Because we are innovative. We don't quit. So bring on the chaos. It's all good. What am I trying to tell you here? I'm trying to tell you here, if you are in that mindset of I can't have what I want because I don't have this or that woe is me, this is the hand I was dealt. Why are we having this? Because look, man, you are a product of the circumstance that you have created for yourself. The decisions that you have made. Decisions that go all the way down to where you have chosen to live, the air you have chosen to breathe, what you have chosen to eat, what you have chosen to do. You want to know, look, I told you I 10x'd in 2020. I can attribute that to three things. Three things. The first is every single opportunity I had in 2020, I raised my hand and said, I will go. I will go. Every opportunity that came my way, I didn't look at what was going to be the return on that investment. I didn't look at how much money it was going to make. I didn't look. All I knew is that it was an opportunity, usually for me to tell my story. I raised yes, I will go out and get in my truck and drive 10 hours across the country overnight to sit down with some dude that has a podcast that reaches a bunch of people and tell my story. Yes, I will make that drive. Yes, I will pay for my own gas. Yes, I will pay for my own hotel room. Yes, I will do, even though I didn't have the money. I told you what I was worth. That's what I had in my bank account, $20,000. Now, I had debt. I had debt that equaled more than that $20,000 that was in my bank account. So I was actually worth negative. But guess what? When an opportunity arose, I rose my hand and I said, I will go, and I figured out a way to go. You get what I'm saying? I just said, I'll do it, and I figured it out along the way. Every single opportunity. How many opportunities come your way? And do you just say, oh, well, sounds like a great opportunity, but I don't have time for it. I don't have the energy for it. I don't have the money for it. I don't have the willpower. I'm tied down. I got something else to do. Hold up just a second, man. That's probably why you're stuck if you're stuck. So that's one thing that allowed me to 10x my net worth financially. Not that that's any kind of, I'm not being boastful. Who gives a crap? I'm just telling you. Hey, you want to give me an opportunity? Oh, Chad got his hand up. I'll go. I don't care what it takes. Let's do it. The second one is consistency. When we started this podcast, I've told you guys before, we had about, I think maybe 15 people listen to the first episode we ever put out of this podcast. You know what most people would have done? We put out 2, 3, 4, maybe we had 20, 30 people by the fourth episode. You know what most people would do? Man, this podcast is a lot of work. It's a lot of work to put this stuff out, man. It's a lot of work to sit down and record this and edit it and post it and write the show notes and all that. It's a lot of work, man. And if ain't but 20 people listen to this thing, I ain't doing this no more. I'm not getting enough attention. I'm not making a big enough impact. Right? Guess what? We kept putting out podcasts. What is this now going to be, like episode 70 or something like that? We kept putting them out, man. Just say, I don't care who's listening to this. I don't care how much work it is. I don't care what the return on investment is right now. We think it's a good thing. We feel led to do it. We're going to keep doing it. We kept putting them out consistently. Guess what? I don't even know how many downloads we got now. It's way up there. Probably close to 500,000. And there's no telling how many people have listened to this all over the world, man. People listen to this in countries I ain't never even heard of, and I've been all over the world. People listen to the show that countries I ain't never even heard of, man. It's crazy. All right? Consistency. And people. People, man. Yeah. Surrounding myself with the right people. Investing into those people and into the right relationships. And thinning the herd. There's about 6 people on earth that I will answer my phone for day or night, no matter what I'm doing. And they'll do the same for me. Right? So thinning the herd, surrounding myself with the right people. That's simple. That's a simple equation. Simply seeing opportunity, raising my hand, saying, I will go, showing up consistently no matter what. And making sure I got the right people on the journey, supporting me and me supporting them. And it don't take many. It don't take many at all. So, yeah. That's what I got to tell you today. We are a product of the circumstance that we create for ourselves. Life is unfair to the timid. Fortune favors the bold. Y'all don't know this, but when I was at SEAL Team 8, I had to walk across the quarterdeck of that SEAL team every day that we were in town. And there was a big sign on the quarterdeck of the old SEAL Team 8 building. Big sign, right front and center. It said, Fortune favors the bold. I saw that every day. I saw that every day for years and years and years. Not every day. Every day we were in town. For years and years and years, when I walked into the front door of a SEAL team, as a SEAL operator, fortune favors the bold. That stuck with me, man. So if you think life is unfair, check yourself. Yeah, life is hard, son. People die. Catastrophes happen. It gets crazy. We get sick. We fall. We stumble. We win. We lose. Life is hard. Big freaking deal. I wouldn't have it any other way. If you're thinking life is unfair, you need to just step up. You need to learn how to get some boldness, man. And create the circumstance. Create your own luck. This crap freaking works. I'm not trying to motivate you. There ain't no secrets. It's like we were just talking. The guy asked, well, how do I invest in life experiences if I don't have the money to do it? Do you think there's a secret? I told y'all there ain't no secrets. Do you think I'm going to tell you some secret if you ask me that question? How do you get life experience? How about go and volunteer to clean up after one of these massive hurricanes hits a third world country? How about go and work in a homeless shelter and see how those people live? How about volunteer to take a mission trip? How about do all these things that you could do that would give you experiences, stories, culture, knowledge, all the things that I'm talking about that later in life will translate into financial wealth if that's what you ultimately want or think you need. It's easy, man. There ain't no secrets. I think that's all I got for today's comms check. All right, guys. I appreciate you. I'm sorry, but nothing aggravates me more than that defeatist mindset where people just think, woe is me. It's a bunch of bull crap. Hope you enjoyed today's comms check. I love you guys so much. If you haven't listened to it already, go listen to the episode that I recorded with my brother in Christ, Stacy. Long form interview. You won't just have to sit and listen to me rant the whole time. Happy New Year's, guys. Love you. Nuff said.